Hey guys, welcome back to the Beehive and welcome to another Veganuary video. So today's video is going to be really simple, but I can assure you, you're going to learn something new. And if you didn't, I'm sorry, I still hope you enjoy it. We're going to talk about rice, okay? Rice, especially like brown rice, because back before I started cooking it the way that I do now, it would either not be cooked through enough, it would still be kind of tough, or it would burn, it would use up all the liquid, or it would cook and there would be liquid still left in the pan, but these weren't even done cooking yet. So there was never, I could never find that happy medium how to cook it. I mean, you follow the instructions and everything, and the rice would still turn out terrible. So I discovered, not me personally, that there is a way to cook brown rice to perfection every single time. And that also includes any rice for that matter, honestly. I've cooked rice that's used on sushi. I've cooked white rice, jasmine rice, basmati rice, all the rices the same exact way, and it turns out perfect every single time. So where did I learn this tip from? I didn't learn it on my own, I have to confess. I learned it from a guy named Dylan on his YouTube channel, Well Your World. I will link that down below. You guys might want to go check him out. He's an amazing YouTuber. I've learned a lot from him as far as recipes, tips and tricks, and he's very simplified in everything that he does, and I think that's really important. So, but yeah, I'll leave a link in the description. Go check out his channel, and he has comments, we don't. So just tell him the Beehive sent you. All right, so first things first is get yourself a nice strainer. I'm gonna leave a link as well to this in the description below. If you guys don't know, I do have an Amazon store where I try to keep up and link everything that I use like in my videos. So if you guys wanna go check that out, you can. They are affiliate links, which means I do get a small portion of the sale. Doesn't come out of your pocket, but it benefits me and the channel. So check that out. But I love this strainer. A lot of times when I've purchased things like these, I have a problem with them rusting. This one I've had for, gosh, years now, and it has no rust whatsoever. So I'm gonna leave a link, and it's a good size as well. It holds a lot. I use it for a lot of things. I strain potatoes, rice, I wash vegetables in it, all kinds of things. I love it. You're gonna wanna need a nice good sized pot. Let's see, this is a 4-quart pot, all right? And a rice of your choice. And I'll be using, I believe this is brown jasmine rice that I'll be cooking today. I'm gonna be making 2 cups, and yeah, so let's get started. All right, so first things first is to go ahead and fill your pot up with water. No measurements. Okay, don't worry about measuring things out, but you want to fill it up to a good amount. I usually use, inside my pot, it has these screw notches, and I usually fill it like right below there. And I'm gonna go ahead and fill that up, and we're gonna put it over on the stove on high and get this water boiling. All right, just for reference, that is how much water I have in the pot. All right, so while I have that on the stove boiling, I am gonna go ahead and rinse my rice. Now, I can tell you that I've never been one to rinse my rice. I started doing this after watching some videos showing, you know, that you really should be washing your grains and things like that. And I don't know what it is, but I can tell you it's made a huge difference in the outcome and the final product of like my quinoa, my rice, obviously your beans, and things like that you want to rinse. And so yeah, just a nice little tip, you guys. Definitely be cleaning and rinsing your rice and grains and things like that. All right, so I'm going to be making 2 cups today, which hopefully will yield me about 7 cups cooked. And the reason why I'm cooking that much is because I'm going to be doing some upcoming videos for you guys with some meal prep ideas. I have 2 recipes that I want to share with you, and how I meal prep and have things already ready for me in my refrigerator. All right, so let's go ahead and give this a good rinse and really soak it, rinse it well. Move it around. And this just totally gets like any dust particles off and things like that. And you know, don't go buy expensive rice makers. You just don't need them. You don't need rice makers. I used to actually cook my rice in the Instant Pot, and it turned out okay in the Instant Pot. I would always be left with a little bit of water, too much liquid in my rice. But I'm telling you, this is game changer here. I mean, really rinse it well. All right, so we're gonna let that sit, and it's gonna rest there for just a few until our water comes to a boil, and I'll be right back. All right, so my water is starting to come to a pretty good boil. I'm gonna wait for it till it's really rolling boiling. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and just add a little bit of salt to the water here. This is pink Himalayan salt. And I don't know what it is, but it helps the water to come to a boil a little bit faster there towards the end. And I really want this water rolling and boiling heavily before we put our rice in. Now this part here, be really careful because, you know, you're dealing with really hot water. And this is probably gonna splash just a little bit. So just be real careful when you pour it in. You guys have to let me know, go over to the community tab and let me know if you wanna see how I store my greens and rices and beans and things like that, like a pantry overview. All right, so we are really boiling now. I'm gonna go ahead and pour this in. I usually pour in what I can, then flip it over like this, and then give it one good smack. And usually a few of the rice comes out, but that's okay. All right, now we wanna go ahead and stir this and just make sure nothing is stuck there to the bottom, which it won't be. That's gonna come to a boil again. And what I'm gonna do is turn this back to a medium heat to where it's still boiling just a little bit, but not over boiling. And I think why this method works so well is because you know, when you cook rice and it absorbs the water towards the end, it doesn't have any water to really cook in. It's really heating through based on like heat and steam. Whereas doing it this method, you're boiling it in water continuously for 25 minutes. Oh, that was the other thing. So I'm leaving this in for 25 minutes. Earlier in the video, I mentioned that it works on all rices and things like that, which it does. But be sure to check the cook time on your rice. You do want to go by your cook time. This is 25 minutes. It's actually on the package, says to cook for 25 minutes. But I do believe like sushi rice doesn't cook as long, and white rice may not cook as long either. So bear that in mind. You want to cook it at a boil for the time that is on your package. All right, so I will come back in 25 minutes and show you guys what we do from here. All right, I just wanted to give you a visual of the amount of boil that is going on here. And this is perfect. You can see the rice is freely moving around in there. And so we shouldn't have any problems with sticking or anything like that. And no overflow problems either. All right, so our rice is done cooking. It's been 25 minutes. And look how much liquid is still left in there, just to give you an idea. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and pour our rice into our strainer. Be really, really careful, guys. This is extremely hot. Use hot mitts or something to protect yourself. And always pour away from your body. Don't pour towards it, in case something does happen. All right. And as you can see, look how much that made. I made a lot of rice. All right, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let this drip here for just a second, and we're gonna pour it back into our bowl here and put a lid on it and let it sit. This is really good to do, so if you're like meal prepping, go ahead and get your rice on the stove and have it already cooked and ready to go. But look how perfect this is. Let me just show you. It's absolutely amazing, right? So, so fluffy. I mean, it's so fluffy. All right, so let's go ahead and dump this in. Back in. Get that really good. And I'm gonna put a lid on this. And like I said, at this point, you can just leave your lid on it, cook your other items that you're cooking possibly, and you're good to go. If you're cooking this as just plain as a side, just let it sit here for about 10 minutes in the pot with the lid covered, and then it's done. There's no worry of if the rice is done, if the liquid is fully absorbed, if it absorbed too much and it burned. You don't have to worry about any of that. It's perfect. All right, guys, I hope you all enjoyed today's video. I know it was super simple, and some of you guys may be like, why didn't she do a video on how to cook rice? But this is a real struggle for a lot of people, more than you think. But check back every day for the month of January. I am doing Veganuary videos every day this month, and I have some really cool videos coming up, and it has to do with the rice that I made today. So I had to get this made, so I had all my components ready and to go, and what better way to have this as a video and then have it done, right? All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.